Alright, let's start with a challenge. Do you love Patrick Mahomes? If the answer is yes, then prove it. Hit that like button right now. Let's make sure our voices are heard loud and clear. Who knows, maybe Mahomes himself, a teammate, or even a family member is watching. Let's show them that Chiefs Kingdom stands behind QB1 no matter what. Now let's talk about something that could shake things up in Kansas City. The latest buzz the NFL world is about a potential move that has fans talking. Could six-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Keenan Allen be on his way to the Chiefs? A recent report from Athlon Sports suggests that Kansas City should consider signing the veteran WRR in free agency. Even with Juju Smith-Schuster back in the mix, adding another reliable target for Mahomes could be a game-changer. So what do you think? Would like to see Keenan Allen in a Chiefs uniform? Let's settle this right now. Drop a yes or no in the comments. Also, let's make this a poll. Should Kansas City focus on adding another veteran receiver, or would you rather see them build through the draft? Vote below and let's see where the kingdom stands. But before we dive into whether this move makes sense, let's break down exactly why this rumor is even out there and what Keenan Allen could bring to this offense. Stick with me, because this could get interesting. So why is Keenan Allen's name even being linked to the Chiefs? Well, according to Athlon Sports, Kansas City's current wide receiver group has speed with guys like Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, and Hollywood Brown, but they don't have a big-bodied physical receiver who can consistently win tough matchups. That's exactly the kind of player Keenan Allen has been throughout his career. Think about it, Allen has been one of the most reliable and polished route runners in the NFL for over a decade. Even at 32 years old, he continues to be a problem for defenses. Last season, despite playing for a struggling Chicago Bears team, he still put up solid numbers: 70 catches, 1,144 yards, and 7 touchdowns. If he can do that in Chicago, imagine what he could do with Patrick Mahomes throwing him the ball. Now, I know what you're thinking, but we just brought back Juju Smith-Schuster. That's true, and Juju definitely adds depth to the receiver room, but let's be honest, he's not the same caliber of player as Allen. Juju can contribute in certain spots, but he's not going to be the go-to guy in critical moments. Allen, on the other hand, has spent years being that safety blanket the guy quarterbacks trust on third downs and in the red zone. Another important factor, Allen knows the AFC West. After spending a decade with the Chargers, he's already familiar with the teams Kansas City faces twice a year. There wouldn't be much of a learning curve. He'd fit right into the system and contribute immediately. But let's hear from you. Do you think Allen would be an upgrade over the current group of Chiefs wide receivers? Drop a comment with yes if you think he'd make a difference, or no if you'd rather stick with what we have now. There's still one big question we need to answer. Can the Chiefs even afford to make this move? That's where things get really interesting. Let's talk about the financial side of this next. Now let's talk about one of the biggest advantages Kansas City has over most teams in the NFL: its championship culture. The Chiefs aren't just another franchise looking to make the playoffs, they're a dynasty in the making, and that alone gives them leverage in free agency that other teams simply don't have. Every year we see veteran players willing to take team-friendly deals just for a shot at Super Bowl ring, and it makes sense if you're a player like Keenan Allen, who has accomplished a lot individually but never won a championship. Kansas City is one of the most attractive landing spots in the league. That brings us to financial side of things. According to Spot Track, Allen's estimated market value is around $1.1 million per year here. That's a lot for the Chiefs, especially considering their current cap situation. But here's the thing, players have taken less to play with Mahomes before. Just look at guys like Juju in 2022, or even veterans like Jerick McKinnon. If Allen is serious about winning, he might be willing to take a discount. And let's not forget, Brett V has a history of making moves that seem impossible on paper. Whether it's restructuring contracts or finding hidden cap space, he always seems to find a way to get things done. If V and Andy Reid believe Allen could help this offense, you better believe they'll at least explore the possibility. But let me throw this question to you: if Allen is willing to sign for a team-friendly deal, should the Chiefs go after him? Type yes if you take him at the right price, or no if you think Kansas City should spend its money elsewhere. So, assuming the Chiefs could work out a deal, how exactly would Allen fit into this offense? Would he be a difference maker or just another name on the depth chart? Let's break that down next. So let's say the Chiefs managed to bring in Keenan Allen. How exactly would he fit into this offense? Well, first let's take a look at the current wide receiver group. Right now, Kansas City has Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, and Juju Smith-Schuster as the main weapons. At wide receiver, Rice showed flashes of becoming a legitimate WR1 before his injury. Worthy has game-breaking speed, and Brown, if healthy, can be a reliable deep threat. Juju, on the other hand, is more of a role player at this stage. While that's a solid group, there's still something missing: a big-bodied, reliable possession receiver who can consistently win one-on-one battles. That's exactly what Allen would bring. He's not the fastest guy on field, but he doesn't need to be. His crisp route running, strong hands, and ability to create separation with technique rather than speed make him an ideal target for Mahomes in key situations. Imagine Mahomes needing a 3rd and 7 conversion. Allen is the kind of guy who gets open in those moments and moves the chains. Let's talk numbers. Last season, Allen had 70 catches for 44 yards and 7 touchdowns in Chicago, playing in an offense that wasn't exactly explosive. If he put up those numbers with the Bears, just imagine what he could do in Kansas City's high-powered system. Even if he didn't have another 100-yard season, his presence alone would open up the field for guys like Worthy and Rice. Don't forget, this is an offense run by Andy Reid. If there's one thing Reid does better than almost anyone, it's maximizing the strengths of his players. He'd find ways to get Allen involved, whether that's as a red zone target safety valve over the middle, or even a decoy to draw coverage away from the younger playmakers. But here's something to think about: would signing Allen take away snaps from guys like Worthy or Rice who are still developing? Would it make more sense for Kansas City to add a younger receiver through the draft? Instead, let me know what you think in the comments. Should the Chiefs invest in a proven veteran or continue building with younger talent? Now we've talked about the pros and cons, but there's still one big question left to answer. Should the Chiefs actually pull the trigger and sign Keenan Allen? Let's wrap it up next. Alright, let's say the Chiefs make move and bring Keenan Allen to Kansas City. What would that actually look like on the field? First, let's take a quick look at the current wide receiver room right now. The Chiefs have Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, and Juju Smith-Schuster as the top options. Rice is expected to take another big step forward. Worthy is an exciting young talent, and Brown, when healthy, brings a deep threat element to the offense. But here's the problem: none of them bring the skill set that Allen does. Allen would give the Chiefs a true possession receiver, someone Mahomes could rely on in third-down situations and the red zone. His ability to run crisp routes and find soft spots in coverage would be a perfect fit in Andy Reid's system. Think about how Travis Kelce operates, always in the right place at the right time. That's the kind of awareness Allen brings to the field. Another factor to consider is the pressure it would take off the younger receivers. With Allen in the mixed defenses, wouldn't be able to key in on Rice or Worthy as easily. That extra attention on Allen would open up opportunities for the rest of the offense, making life even easier for Mahomes. Let's not forget his production. Even with the Chicago Bears' offensive struggles last season, Allen still managed 70 catches, 1 draws, 144 yards, and 7 touchdowns. If he can put up those numbers with inconsistent quarterback play, imagine what he could do in an offense run by Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. Now here's a question for you: if the Chiefs don't sign Allen, should they look for a similar type of receiver in the draft, or do you think the current group is good enough? Drop your thoughts in the comments. So we've covered the rumors, financials, and how Allen would fit into the system. But now the big question: should Chiefs actually make this move? Let's get to the final verdict. Hey Chiefs fans, I'm Derek, and welcome to another video. The Kansas City Chiefs enter this offseason under immense pressure, and the stakes have never been higher after a crushing loss in Super Bowl 59. Kansas City, no standing still isn't an option with Patrick Mahomes at the helm, and a roster built for championships. GM Brett V is set to reshape the future through 2025 NFL Draft. Now armed with extra compensatory picks and a loaded draft class, the Chiefs are primed to strike gold again, but with key free agency losses, including a major blow to the defensive line and swirling rumors around a star wide receiver. The urgency to get this draft right has never been greater. Let's analyze several new developments from the last few hours. First, my friends, can I ask you a favor? If like what we're doing here, show your support by clicking the like button. It's a great way to help us. Thank you for your support as we dive into this 7-round mock draft. Trade-ups, value steals, and high upside picks dominate the strategy. Moves that could even lock in another Super Bowl or leave Kansas City exposed. Let's break it down, starting with an aggressive move up the board. Round 1, pick 19, Kenneth Grant, Michigan. The Chiefs trade up to snag Kenneth Grant, a powerhouse from Michigan, and arguably the best all-around defensive tackle in this class. Standing 6 feet 3 inches, 340 pounds, Grant is a true game-changer. His film is a showcase of raw strength, elite and clogging run lanes, yet shockingly nimble, making him a sneaky pass rush threat. Pairing Grant with Chris Jones would create one of the NFL's most dominant interior duos, forcing offenses to pick their poison. Grant could be the long-term anchor Kansas City has lacked since losing defensive line depth, giving them an answer to a problem that's lingered for seasons. Round 3, pick 66, Quinnen Judkins, Ohio State. Running backs may be devalued in today's NFL, but Quinnen Judkins is too good to pass up. Ranked as the number 2 RB in this class, Judkins is a compact, violent runner with elite balance and burst. With Isaiah Pacheco, Elijah Mitchell already in the fold, adding Judkins would give Kansas City one of the league's deepest, most versatile backfields. His resume: 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons at Ole Miss and 45 career touchdowns proves his impact. If Judkins slides to round 3, this becomes a no-brainer pick to supercharge Mahomes' arsenal. Round 3, pick 95, Anthony Belton, Ink State. Next up is Anthony Belton, a 6 feet 6 inches, 335 pounds offensive lineman out of NC State. Even with Jalen Moore handling left tackle duties, Kansas City must keep building the O-line to protect Mahomes. Belton's versatility to play both tackle and guard gives the Chiefs' essential depth and flexibility, especially as contracts shift and injuries arise, his size and surprising agility make him an ideal developmental player who could turn into a starter. Investing in Bellin helps ensure Mahomes stays upright when it matters most. Round 4 pick 133 Ty Felton, Maryland. With a wide receiver group riddled by injuries and distractions, Ty Felton is a timely addition. Clocking in at sub 4.40 speed of the combine and backed by strong college production, Felton brings both explosiveness and reliability. Beyond his receiving skills, Felton adds immediate value on special teams as a gunner, making him a dual threat contributor. His ability to stretch the field while providing depth and versatility is exactly what Mahomes needs as Kansas City retools its passing attack. Round 7 pick 226. Chamir Dike, Michigan. Late in the draft, Chamir Dike offers Kansas City a high upside gamble, though his stats won't wow anyone. 18.6 yards per catch show big play potential. Dike's 4.3 440-yard dash, an elite 1.5 1,110-yard split at the combine underscore his speed, though he needs work on his route tree and hands. Dike could grow into a dangerous deep threat while contributing on special teams. For a 7th-rounder, his upside is hard to ignore. Round 7 pick 257. Kitten Crawford, Nevada. With their final pick, Kansas City snags Kitten Crawford, graded as a 4th-round talent, but slipping to Mr. Irrelevant. His man coverage, tenacity, athleticism, and confidence fit perfectly in Steve Spagnuolo's aggressive, versatile defense. Following Justin Reid's exit in free agency, Crawford could carve out an early role in Kansas City secondary, though a bit undersized and needing refinement in tackling. His raw coverage skills and mentality make him a valuable late-round addition with starting potential. While Kansas City eyes the future, the loss of Terson Wharton to Panthers creates a major gap. After resigning on a one-year pro deal, Wharton exploded for $6